Riverside, it's Mindy Bechter from the Bechter Basement. It is May 26th. It is a Wednesday, and I am sharing with you today's daily devotional from My Utmost for His Highest by Oswald Chambers. And today, as you can see, I have escaped from the basement and I am outside enjoying the beautiful weather. It's a little windy out here, so if it picks up on the microphone, I apologize. I think it's going to rain soon. So today's daily devotional is thinking of prayers as Jesus taught. Pray without ceasing. 1 Thessalonians chapter 5, verse 17. Our thinking about prayer, whether right or wrong, is based on our own mental conception of it. The correct concept to think of prayer as breath in our lungs and the blood from our hearts. Our blood flows and our breathing continues without ceasing. We are not even conscious of it, but it never stops. And we are not always conscious of Jesus keeping us in perfect oneness with God. But if we are obeying Him, He always is. Prayer is not an exercise. It is the life of the saint. Beware of anything that stops the offering up of prayer. Pray without ceasing. Maintain the childlike habit of offering a prayer in your heart to God all the time. Jesus never mentioned unanswered prayer. He had the unlimited certainty of knowing that prayer is always answered. Do we have, through the Spirit of God, that inexpressible certainty that Jesus had about prayer? Or do we think of the times when it seemed that God did not answer our prayer? Jesus said, "Everyone who asks receives." Yet we say, but God answers prayer in the best way, not just sometimes, but every time. However, the evidence of the answer in the area we want it may not always immediately follow. Do we expect God to answer prayer? And I think the key here is that the evidence of the answer in the area we wanted may not always immediately follow. Too often times when we pray, we only wait to pray when we need something, when we want something. And prayer needs to be an everyday thing. Prayer is a lot like being saved and salvation. Being saved and salvation is not an experience. It is a relationship. Too often we want this kind of miraculous, spectacular experience. We want to be wowed. Say, "Oh my gosh, look what happened. Look at this. Look at this." But that's not what being saved and salvation is. That's not what prayer is. Being saved and salvation and prayer, all three of them are hand in hand, and it is a relationship. It is our relationship with God. And it is important that we have a relationship with God every day, all the time. All the time we need to seek and surrender God for Him and not those experiences. We need to show God how much we love Him just as much as He loved us. So oftentimes when we pray, we expect, because too many people take Matthew chapter 8, verse 8, chapter 7, verse 8, a little too literally when they say, "Everyone who asks receives." It's not asking for your wants. everyone who asks for God receives God. And God opens that door to the kingdom when we seek God, not when we seek our wants and our needs. The danger we have is that we want to water down what Jesus said to make it mean something that aligns with our common sense. But if we were only common sense, what he said would not even be worthwhile. The things Jesus taught about prayer are supernatural truths he reveals to us. Prayer needs to be all the time. It needs to be part of us, part of our breath. Every time we breathe, we should be praying. We should be seeking God. All our thoughts, all our words that come out should be seeking God. And in that seeking, it becomes prayer. It becomes a part of us. And we need to continue seeking, continue knocking on the door and saying, "Hey God, here I am. I'm calling for you and you only." When we pray, we need to be mindful of what we pray. And when they speak of praying without ceasing, it means that we continue to pray even when we think he hasn't heard us. We just keep continuing and continuing because he always hears our prayers and he always answers our prayers. It might not be the way that we wanted them to be answered, but he answers them in the way that they need to be answered, because God is the only one who really truly knows what our needs are and what is in our hearts. So this week, when you pray, I don't want you to just set aside time here and there and say, "Oh, it's time to pray. I need to pray." And setting aside time with the Lord is important. And when we pray in that time, you can shout out to God. You can be angry. You can be sad. You can be happy. You can be joyous. You can shout out, and he listens. He listens and he answers. But we need to start praying without ceasing. So this week, I want you to, when you pray, when you go through your actions this week, the thoughts that come into your head, the words that come into your mouth, the things that you do, I want you to pray 2 things and keep them in the front of your mind. First, I want you to say, "Not my will, but yours be done, Lord. Let your will be done." And the second thing that I want you to pray and to keep in the front of your mind is, "Forgive me my sins and the sins of others." I want you to pray those 2 things without ceasing this week. In everything that you do, in every thought, every conscious moment that you're thinking and you're just kind of wandering, I want you to put in that place, "Not my will, but your will be done, Lord. And forgive me my sins and forgive the sins of others." All right, everybody, I hope that you have a great day and enjoy, and remember to pray without ceasing today. If we keep doing that, it's going to become a part of you, and things will start to happen and change. Because when it becomes part of you, your relationship with God is becoming deeper, and He is becoming more a part of you. And everyone will begin to notice. And all of a sudden, you're going to start to become this beacon of light. So have a great day, everybody. I love you. Oh, P.S. If you get a chance, John's birthday is this coming Friday, the 28th. So, on Friday, if you get a chance, give him a shout out for his birthday. I know he'll be very surprised, and I know he'll appreciate it. Have a great day, everybody. I love you guys. I'll see you soon.